guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. As always, who am I kidding? I'm the worst beauty guru of the world. Anyway, today I'm going to be doing a little quick glam inspired by Patrick Ta and his new Monochromatic collection. I don't actually have any of the collection because I've been on a no-buy, but his collection really stood out from a lot of different products, and I really want to get my hands on some of his stuff. So he did a look on Chloe Morello that was very like rose gold, blush toned, mauve-y. So that's what we're going with today. I hope you guys stay tuned. Let's get into it. Rise and shine. Sometimes you're like, that's why I love the internet, because I saw someone that remade that Kylie Jenner Sings Rise and Shine into like a hip-hop beat. Oh, some days you just gotta love the internet. So, I am primed and eyebrowed up, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with my concealer today. I'm gonna start with my NARS Radiant Creamy. Bringing this bad boy back. Concentrate a lot of it like down here. You might be like, whoa, put it low, girl, drop it low. But look at all this redness I have to cover up. So that's mostly what I use the concealer for, is really covering up that redness. And this concealer is only like maybe one shade or a half shade lighter. I think it looks more light on camera. But basically, oh, we gotta cover that guy. He is rotten. But basically, I will use a lighter concealer to brighten just up here in the eye area. And on the chin. So that way we're not like white under here. So I'm going to take this little Morphe E8 brush and I'm just going to start to stipple this in. I'm going to do some stippling, I'm going to do some swirling, I'm going to do some brushing from side to side. We just do all the techniques here, but I've really been loving this stippling technique. I don't know why, it just looks so good. It doesn't look streaky or, you know, patchy, or I'm not like, oh wow, I didn't blend out an area, you know what I mean? This looks really good. So in Patrick Ta's video, the one I saw with Chloe Morello, he did this technique of doing like concealer and contouring and stuff first, and then kind of using the foundation to like bring it all together, give that one last layer of coverage, which I thought was kind of interesting. Have you guys ever tried it backwards like that? I think I've seen Scott Barnes do that too. He did that in the Tatu video. And it's, you know, it's one of those things where you kind of look crazy for a minute, and then all of a sudden it was just like snatched to perfection. And I was like, dang, I gotta try this. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm kind of doing everything backwards. Now I'm just taking some MAC Fix Plus on my beauty blender, or my Real Technique sponge, whatever. And I'm just gonna stipple everything in, pounce this on top, make sure there's no streakiness, no patchiness. And I use the setting spray because it has glycerin in it, and glycerin's going to kind of help to lock and seal everything in. Make it look real nice. With this one, I'm actually going to use this big Morphe M439 and just start stippling this into place. And this bronzer is just so good. It's my star student, really. Because look at that, it just blends out and it looks so natural and it's so easy to use. Like, I don't have to do anything. And honestly, I always say this about this bronzer, if you feel like it's too intense or too heavy, just keep blending it out. If you want it to be more intense and more heavy, then you're gonna leave a lot on, or you're gonna keep layering it on. See, look at this side, just perfect natural goodness, and then this side is really intense. So I could just lightly stipple it and it's gonna be more intense. Let me do my right hand. My left hand, we're gonna be here for like 5 hours trying to blend this out. See, this just looks so good. Like, I've been doing this lately where I don't even use foundation. I just use concealer and bronzer, and it just looks so nice. So now that we have that done, I'm going to take a little cocktail of my CoverGirl True Blend Matte Made and this Milani Soft Focus Glow. It's a complexion enhancer. So I'm just going to do a little mix of these. I'm going to do 1.5 pumps of the CoverGirl and 1 pump of the Soft Glow. You guys, I'm not sure how I feel about this Soft Glow yet. It's interesting. I don't know if I love it yet, but I keep trying it out. To me, okay, for my first impression, I kind of feel like it's one of those products that, like, isn't terrible, but it's not, like, anything that I'd be like, oh my god, I have to get this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't necessarily know if I'm gonna ever repurchase it again. You know what I mean? I kind of always... You know, like, I'm one of those people that I can argue both sides. So if I'm kind of like, you know what, would I buy it again? No, then I probably don't like it. So I'm just picking up some product and I'm kind of like stippling off some of the excess. And I'm just kind of going over everything. Bringing this down my neck. Just really doing a light application of foundation here. So I'm just starting off swiping the foundation on right now, just like I did everything else, and then I'll go in with my beauty blender and just make sure everything is just the way Mama likes it. Now I'm going to take that same beauty blender and just tap, tap, taparoo. Give a little tappy. So now I've kind of cleaned off this brush right here, the Morphe E8. This guy just does everything for me. And I'm going to pick up some of the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer, and I'm just going to buff this right under here, just to give some added brightness. Now I'm going to take my Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Airbrush Powder, and I'm going to pick a little bit up with my sponge and just tap this right underneath the eye area. This powder, you guys, I'm not going to lie, I love the way that it looks. It's so beautiful. But it is $45 for not a lot of product. So part of me, because this is kind of like my first leap into pressed powders besides the Bare Minerals translucent powder, I kind of feel like I want to try some other things before I'm like, okay, no, the Charlotte Tilbury one is so worth it. And then other days I'm like, no, I have to buy this powder. It's the best. I love it. I can't live without it. So I don't know. I kind of go back and forth. Kind of set everything into place with this brush now, still going in with this powder. I just kind of like put it on the sponge to really set the under eye area and T-zone area. And then I kind of use this Wayne Goss brush just to go over the rest of the face. So now we are going to take my Bare Minerals Translucent Powder Duo, and I just kind of mix the two. I mix the glow and the matte and just go over my entire face. And this stuff is just hot fire. I love it. This was one of those products that was truly like a diamond in the rough. And this will help the Charlotte Tilbury one because that is supposed to be a matte powder. If you feel like it looks too powdery or cakey or whatever, this will help because it'll help get off some of the excess. Plus it'll help to reluminize it with the glow side, so that's always nice. And I honestly, I think I like this more than the Hourglass powders. Is that bad to say? Am I like the most horrible beauty guru ever for saying that? I don't know, there's just something about the Bare Minerals one that's just, it's like shimmery, but it's not at the same time. Where the Hourglass ones, I feel like look a little shimmery, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so now going in with my Ghost palette, I am going to be going in with Diffused Light, this yellow shade. I kind of like to use the yellow one for like brightening, and I like to use the more pinky beige one for like the rest of the face. Now I'm going to take my bronzer brush, my favorite Morphe bronzer brush, and I'm going to take the Eternal Bronze Light. It is this bronzer right here. And I think out of this entire palette, this is like my favorite thing in the palette. I mean, I love blush, and I love finishing powders, and I love highlighter, but I think that the blush is the prettiest thing in this palette. I do like the highlighter in this, but sometimes it comes off really iridescent, so you kind of got to be careful with it. And I said I do like the finishing powders, but I do like my Bare Minerals one more. And I do like the blushes. I think they're pretty. But again, I don't really get that excited for blush. Like I do, but I don't at the same time. I don't know. It's weird. We have a real relationship. And then I'm just putting whatever's left over from the bronzer on the bottom of my face. Oh, see, this bronzer just looks so pretty. I love it. So now I'm going to set all of this in with a layer of setting spray. It's like my morning yoga in a bottle. And now I'm going to start on the eyes. I'm going to start by priming the eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot. If I can find my brush. This is the Morphe E8 again. I'm using this guy a lot. And I'm just picking up some of this, and I'm going to place it all over the eye. This definitely, as you can see, if you look at one eye versus this eye, this does have a little bit more of a pinkish beige base to it, but that's going to be really nice for this kind of like blush, mauve-y, rose gold kind of look we're going for. So if I was going for something a little bit more golden, or if you have a little bit more of a golden undertone, I would use the Soft Ochre Paint Pot. It is more of like a yellow base. But I'm really liking these paint pots. I know I'm like crazy and you guys are like, where have you been? These have been out for 20,000 years. But I love these. Like, they add just enough coverage to your lid. And they're tacky, but they're not super wet and tacky. They're not too heavy like concealer, because I was using concealer for a minute. I was trying to be like that bitch, and it just not working. I need something way more light on my eyes, so my eyelids get really oily and they get really creasy. So just putting this on, it's so lightweight. It feels like I have nothing on my eyes. And it's in like this cream pot form, so it's gonna last you like forever. So I think it's worth it. Boom. So we're gonna be doing this really monochromatic look today, like I mentioned. So I'm gonna be picking up the Dose of Colors Desi and Katie Friendcation palette. I'm gonna pick up the shade Necessary because that's the shade that he used. And I'm just gonna take this on a fluffy M441. I'm gonna pick up some product, tap it off, never blow it. That is gross. You're spreading bacteria into your brushes, especially if you want to be a makeup artist. No, 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 no. And I'm concentrating most of the product on the outer corner. Then I'm going to do some windshield wiper motions in the crease. And then go back to the outer corner. And kind of bring that bad boy out. Want a little bit of a cat shape, if you will. Cat eye, angled, whatever. You guys know all the words. And then you're going to slowly bring it up toward the brow bone with the lightest amount of pressure. So most of the product I concentrate on the outer corner, then whatever I have left over I do the windshield, and then when I feel like I have no product left, I just slowly work it up with a lighter hand. And then I'm going to go in with one more coat of this. And we just blend and we blend and we blend until our fingers bleed. Love that. And remember, this look is going to be very blown out, glowy, blah, blah, blah. So we don't have to like really like pack on a lot of color. I kind of think of it as like a Your Eyes But Better tutorial. Windshield wipers. That's what mine sound right now. I need new windshield wipers. Especially because I live in Florida and I just can't be riding around with half of a windshield wiper falling off through the rain, not being able to see. Alright, so I'm going to go in with a little bit more of Necessary. I really like this color because it's not as warm as some of the transitions that I have in, let's say, like the Jaclyn Hill palette. But it's not too cool either. It's like a really pretty shade. Ugh, these just blend out so well. Dose of colors. I don't know what you guys do with these eyeshadows, but they make me feel some type of way. Perfect. Alright. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to take, I lied, I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take the shade Dystopian from the Sultry palette, and I'm kind of going to use that as a liner per se. And I'm going to pick a little bit up on this flat definer brush. It's the Morphe M432, and I'm just going to put this right here. I'm actually going to look in the mirror, because that would be smart. And I'm making like a slight wing with it, but it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to blend it out soon anyway. Sorry, I had to change my battery, but I went ahead and blended out the top part, and I did my lower lash line. I just combined the dark brown Dystopian and then blended it out with a little bit of Necessary. But would I be the beauty guru of the world if I didn't have a camera battery die? So now I'm going to tap into the Jaclyn Hill palette. I'm going to pick up this shade right here. It is called, I just had it, Faint. So I'm going to pick this up on this little Morphe packer brush. It's an M124. I'm going to MAC Fix Plus it. Ooh, that was not pleasant. And I'm just going to put it just right on the lid there. I'm just going to take my finger and pick up a little bit and just tap it over everything. Alright, now moving on back to the Sultry palette. I'm going to pick up this shade right here. Oh, hey, focus. Yeah, alright, perfect. Oh, yeah, okay, great. Right here. And I'm just going to pick it up with my finger, and I'm going to tap it. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. I'm just going to tap it right over top of Faint. So I found that with this eyeshadow Rose Quartz, when I actually blend it out on my eye, it becomes a very, very faint rose gold color, and it just becomes kinds of... It becomes more of just like a golden shimmer on the eye. So that's why I laid down Faint first, so it would keep a little bit more of like that pink background to it. Ooh. Yeah, see, this doesn't look so like whitish now. It looks a little better. Yeah, that looks good. So now we're going to finish the rest of the face. So I'm going to take my JH06 from the Jaclyn Hill collection, and I'm going to pick up this blush shade right here. This is MAC Mocha, and I'm just going to get my little brush in there, and I'm just going to do my blush. I will say that so much makeup is coming out now. I know everyone talks about that and how overwhelming it is and stuff. But the Patrick Ta collection was actually something that I was like, I might need to save up and get something from that, because I love the blush shades that he came out with. I loved the lip liner shades and the lip creams. Ugh, and I love like a monochromatic look where you use like the same kind of tones or colors for the whole look. So I just thought that was a really standout collection for me, you know, because if you guys know makeup or follow makeup, there's a lot of launches. It's a little scary, and I know people are feeling like really overwhelmed. I think the first time that I really kind of saw like how crazy it was when I saw the Jackie Aina palette came out, and I was like, oh, that's so amazing, like they collab with Jackie Aina, it's such a beautiful palette, da da da, yeah. And then like soon after, they're like launching the Carly Bible palette, and I was kind of like, okay, I love both these palettes, I love both these artists, they're both beautiful and well deserving of their collabs, but like, don't you think it's a little soon? I don't know. And then I was like, and they just launched the Norvina Pro palettes, which are nice, but I was like, cool, they launched this Pro palette. It's very kind of like Viseart-esque, you know? And then they launched 2 more. And then they launched the minis. And I'm like, wait, didn't y'all launch a eyeliner this year, and glitter adhesive, and glitters, and pigments? Like, it's just a lot. Not that their stuff isn't great quality, it's just that people are kind of feeling like, okay, like, there's so much stuff coming out, we can't keep up, and, you know, you really have to be a smart consumer and make good decisions, you know? So I just kind of fluffed this blush everywhere. I do that with my blush anyway. I'm going to go over top with a little bit of this one right here, MAC Margin. Just very lightly. I'm not like digging in like I was with the other one. I just love the way these two look together. And again, we're kind of sticking with that kind of like mauve-y, rose gold-esque blush type colors. Okay, so sort of cleaned off my M441. And I'm going to go in with the shade Mocha, the blush shade again. And I'm going to pick it up on this brush, tap off the excess, and I'm just kind of like going to go over the edges of this eye look. Very lightly, and I'm just kind of blending it up into the brows, as you can see. And then I'm going to take like a little bit underneath and just smoke this out very lightly. This was something that he did in the video to like tie the whole look together. It just looks like really beautiful and soft right now. I really like it. So now we're going to do some lips. So I'm going to take the shade Tootsie. This is a ColourPop lip liner. Have to be careful because look at this. I love you, ColourPop, but this is why I hate like plastic lip liners like this. Then I'm going to pick up the shade 930 in Truffle Tease from Maybelline. And I'm going to add a little bit of my Buxom Celeste lip gloss. Now I'm going to do my mascara. I'm going to use the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. Oh man, you guys. Looking at this eyeshadow, like, close up, I'm like, you single, baby? So So last but not least, we're gonna spray and highlight. So I'm gonna spray. I'm gonna take this ColourPop brush and I'm gonna go in with this highlighter from Makeup Forever. I don't know if you guys can see it. It looks like so white on camera. But it's really like a pinkish hue vanilla. Wait for it, wait for it. Ooh, yeah. I love these Makeup Forever powders because they are so lightweight. And they just, I don't know what it is. They just melt into the skin. They just look so pretty. But it might just be like this rose gold color because I have a couple other like pinky kind of iridescent rose gold highlights and they just look so flattering. Just a little bit of highlighter down the nose, kind of bringing it up in between the brows. Ooh. A little here maybe? Maybe? Should we? Yeah, why not? We're crazy. And then, because we all know you're at the channel extra, I'm going to take a little bit of this Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Yas. And I'm just going to work out of the cap because this bitch, she's that bitch. I'm just going to take a little and pop it right on the highest point right there in the middle. Y'all just saw that, didn't you? You're scared. You're quaking. Alright guys, that is it for this look. How do we feel? Do you feel like Patrick Ta just slayed me? Because he didn't. It was Margie Ta. I just really like this look. I think it's really pretty. I think it's nice and monochromatic, but not over the top. It's not intense. I think it's really wearable. It's going to be really flattering on a lot of people. I'm obsessed. I love like blushy rose tone colors. And this just looks so stinking good. Hold on, hold on. Let me zoom in. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!